Hello, hi now, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mrs. Lard. Yes, you can call me Mrs. Lard. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Subscribe, like, share, and do all those lovely stuff. I do content on my life, basically. I live in Ireland and I also go home and I do content as well that affects my life in Africa as well, in Botswana in particular. I know I've had people saying that I have to be specific and mention which part of Africa I am from. I'm from Botswana, so I do content in Botswana and also in Ireland, particularly in Dublin. What affects me, the weather, the lifestyle, anything at all. So today I am going to sit down with you and talk about consistency. Yeah, what is that? In my own understanding, consistency is the ability to be able to do something over and over and go again and actually achieve your goals. So, wow, I have been doing YouTube for almost 3 years, and I am trying my best to be consistent with it. Do you know what is so surprising? I have monetized my channel and I should be paid, or I should be excited to do content because I am getting paid for this. But for some reason I am slagging. So I'm going to sit down and talk to you about maybe the reason why I feel it's actually not easy to be a content creator and create content and also have an everyday life. So yeah, like I mentioned, I create content in Ireland and my aim was to be very consistent, but I have failed. And when I came home, I struggled for like 2 months to actually start uploading videos. I did 1 or 2 videos and then I stopped for some reason. And then I uploaded again, and my intentions was to be at least consistent, at least twice a week, a short and a full video. But it doesn't happen like that. The reason being that I work as well. I have went back into care as well, and I do full-time care. And I find myself, I find myself having to balance between being a carer and being a content creator. There was a point where I felt like I can actually focus on just be a content creator, but the bills need to be paid, so I had to work. So I do create content that affects my life, and consistency, it is part of it. I need to understand why is it that I don't feel a bit motivated. I have no reason to actually sit down and create content. The reason why I need to create time as well to sit down and talk about ideas. Sometimes I run out of ideas on what to talk about. Sometimes I feel like I don't articulate myself too well, especially on topics that I feel like I need to talk about, but people, they're gonna be listening to what I have to say. So I need to do research before I could actually sit down and talk about stuff. Consistency is not easy. So if you are a YouTuber, and you are in Ireland and you need somebody who has the same kind of mindset, please be in contact with me. We can do content together and we can share ideas. The weather is actually very good. So my intentions today is to actually go out and record myself. So yeah, I just thought I'll just come here and talk about consistency and how important it is to be consistent on YouTube. If you don't be consistent on YouTube, you don't get paid. So that's how it works. You have to be constantly uploading videos almost at least 2 or 3 times a week upload and get views. And what have changed lately is the fact that so I actually wanted to say one of the things that have changed when it comes to YouTube is that now they count just how many likes you have on your videos. So if you could just give my videos a thumbs up, and that encourages YouTube to see that my content is actually being viewed and people like it. So just give me a thumbs up. I don't even see who is giving me a thumbs up, but I do appreciate your thumbs up, your likes, and your shares as well. So one of the things that I am consistent about. Okay, so there is the English word again. One of the things that I am consistent about in life is exercises or walks. I am very much into taking a walk, and I walk every day, and for some reason I don't stop. If I skip one day, I make sure that the next day I am going to put my shoes on, whether it's cold, whether it's very warm, which to me is not really that warm, but I make sure that I go out every single day. So the job that I do allows me to do that, because I wake up in the morning at 7, go to work and finish at around 12, 1, and I have a break between 1 to 6, and then I go again to do work again. So between that 1 to 6 period, it's my time to exercise. Sometimes if my client is not too far from where I work, I'll walk to my client's house instead of me driving. So if it's a 30 minutes walk, I'm in on that, and I'm back at the house. I do 2-3 calls around my area. I don't go too far from where I live, because it's handier, it's cheaper that way. So my calls are usually not too far from where I live. So what do I do now? If you know, I used to work for a social media company, and there was a huge layoffs with the tech industry the last 1 year or 2, and I've been looking for a job, not as much as I would love to, and I feel I need to get back into a few things, clean up my CV a little bit, add a few certificates into it, and then look for a job. But in the meantime, I don't be staying at home and doing nothing. So I am doing care work. I am back again to something that I do. It wasn't something that I thought I would ever go back into it, but it felt comfortable for me to go back because it felt so familiar to me. So I am back doing care again. I wanted to actually go back into studying, but there is another word again, consistency. I did enroll in some courses online, but having a time to just sit down and do a course online, it's just not easy. And so one of the things that I was thinking of doing is actually physically forcing myself to go into a college or some sort of class, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. That will motivate me enough to study. So that is one of the things that I am thinking about. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to me. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, like and share. Like I mentioned, I do content on my life in Ireland, in Dublin in particular, and I also go back home and do content in Africa. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe. And there is an upcoming video on jobs in Ireland. So I know my videos on jobs in Ireland has been doing really well, and every time YouTube has been suggesting to do similar content. But like I said, it's a topic that I need to be on top of it. I need to know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be called out. If you know, you know. And if you are in Ireland, you know there are some tents out there, and yeah, the comments are not pretty. So I prefer to stay away from those kind of contents because they create a lot of controversies. So anyway, thank you so much for watching.
phone.